Party all night is the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew. It's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Ross moving, Lowe's, Rumble, Aldo, Nice is the uncle.
I've been on that Last Dance hard the past few Sundays. Really enjoyed watching it. I get to relive a raw era, you know, an era that I really wasn't too conscious in. You know what I'm saying? I was like between 3 and 6 when all of this was popping off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main talking points from this week's episode has been pretty much, you know, Mike's social responsibilities as an athlete and just having a platform and voice. And with this, you know, just got me thinking, and this just brings me to my next point. Man, sometimes I'll be feeling like, you know, my opinion has changed since the whole unfolding of the whole Cap situation, you know? And I personally feel like, you know, I guess in our situation, you know, when shit be popping off, we just go to work and we shut the hell up, you know what I'm saying? But we expect athletes to do X, Y, and Z. You know, them boys in a $1 billion industry, hence the league, and they play for, you know, multi-million-dollar companies, hence they team. And why mess up that cheese? You know, they making some money way crazier than they probably envisioned in their whole lifetime. They could change their family and their life. Not to mention, them boys really not that versed in these probably topics, you know. We in the social media area. You know what I'm saying? We can follow some of our favorite celebrities and athletes. Dog, we can see what type of time they on. They not well read, most of them. They're not versed in these type of topics, you know what I'm saying? So why should they be, you know, just speaking on shit out of turn, making themselves look foolish and maybe doing more damage to the cause? So I think the conclusion I came to pretty much, man, the best thing for that type of shit, you know, they should just get a stamp to somebody who, you know what I'm saying, can lead the way in whatever arena or whatever change needs to be done or made. Somebody who's really read in that, who's really devoted hours and years to that type of shit, maybe their whole life to whatever topic we're trying to change. I don't think the modern day athlete probably should be just talking out of turn and just talking on shit and doing shit that they really is not in their arena, bruh.
I say, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo Nice.
It's your boy Raj Smooth.
It's your boy Los, aka CAP.
Rumble. We gave you some runway to just go ahead on and run with it this week. Say a lot. Say what was on your mind. Very, very, very interesting take on it. Raj, what are your initial thoughts on what Rumble had to say?
Yeah, I mean, so my take on the whole thing was basically, it's a very simple concept, but I think money changes people a lot, like a whole lot. And I think Michael Jordan came into the league like as just sort of like wet behind the ears, just a regular dude. And another person that I wanted to kind of compare it to, who I think kind of flew off of the I guess off his rocker is Cam Newton. I don't know if we're gonna talk about him a little later on, but I just think that when you come into the league, like you really like beloved, and then you get so much attention that your life just has to change, and it just causes you to just start acting different. And so I see, it's nice. It's really nice to be able to see. It's really nice to be able to see like Michael Jordan's journey as a man, like, and as an entertainer outside of basketball, because that's all things that like I really wasn't super hip to.
True. I think money. You're right. Money does change people, and you know, like Rumble said, you know, a lot of those guys aren't well read, you know. But I mean, the thing that money does is it does put you in a different light, it puts you around a different company. You know, you're starting to see different things and experience, you know, different experiences. I don't think that everybody, you know, if that's not you, I don't think that's something you should be kind of forced in, a standard you should be held high to. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I do think you have some type of responsibility as a young black man to do something. Like, I ain't saying you got to go out here and be LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? But you do have to do something for your community.
It's two different conversations, I guess, you guys are having. Like, Roger's talking a little bit about kind of like how money changing, how you might not necessarily need to do something. And I guess like Rumble, and I mean, I'm not talking about how YouTube specifically, I'm talking about Rumble. I think the point he was really pushing towards was like kind of lending your voice if you're not well read, like if you're not up on things to lend your voice. So you saying that Raj, I'm saying like even if money changed you and you kind of in a different position, you don't think it would be like Cam Newton would benefit from just saying, "Hey, so and so, J. Cole, you got my voice," like or whatever the case. I don't know how that works, but
Well, your support, like you said, okay, I'm just gonna support this person.
yeah,
Like,
whatever they say, I'm
behind
reposting.
such and such. Yeah, basically, whatever that guy name, I support him. But the thing too, maybe Jordan was like, man, look, I ain't trying to ruffle nobody, fella. Just keep buying these shoes. That's what I think he was on. He was just like, look, I ain't saying nothing. Yeah, he might be this and that, and it might be a good look for black folk, but I'm just keep buying these shoes. I'm focused on basketball. I think
on that tip, I think Michael Jordan was. I think Black America was like just looking to Michael Jordan as someone that has that voice, like someone that has that much clout to be able to affect change. And he wasn't there for Black America, but in the same eyes, like, I mean, I'm looking at Michael Jordan and I'm like, well, is it Michael Jordan's obligation to have to speak up for Black America if he doesn't want to? I mean, I don't think that that's his choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's your choice. But when you especially when you're a black man, you're a polarizing figure like Michael Jordan was, and all over you. I think
I don't think Michael Jordan was a polarizing figure. But go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you think Michael Jordan was a polarizing? You thought he was polarizing? Michael Jordan?
He was Michael Jordan, nigga.
You mean polarizing in
I think
regards
Michael
to
Jordan could have
basketball?
That campaign.
Yeah, like
yeah.
You think polarizing in like niggas like Michael Jordan could hoop or niggas whatever? When I think polarizing, I think of someone like Colin Kaepernick, someone who people feel strongly about one way or the other. I don't think it was a whole bunch of people like, man, Michael Jordan, boy, he not like I don't know. I don't know.
Back then, if Michael Jordan said he was behind somebody, niggas was gonna go vote. Oh, whatever, support that.
So you think that makes him polarizing?
Jordan, at the time, yes.
Okay.
He had super, super crazy influence on whatever.
Okay, so you said he was influential. I agree with that. I just don't think he was necessarily like a polarizing fit. Like I guess that's the word. I mean, maybe I'm hung up on the lingo there, and I think I wasn't understanding what you were trying to get with that.
So you don't think Michael Jordan could make people move back?
Yeah,
then?
but that's the word. I guess is influential. So you were saying polarizing. I think that just threw me the hell off. What I think is that Michael Jordan, it's an interesting thing. It's like Rumble kind of said like the guys these days, like whomever that may be, LaMelo Ball, perfect example, right? Mm-hmm. LaMelo Ball coming into the league next year. Nobody's really is going to want to hear about what LaMelo Ball's thoughts are on social issues, right? Because them boys these days don't know nothing. Them boys not well versed, they whatever. Yeah. But I think we would be remiss if we considered that Michael Jordan knew a whole bunch just because he was Michael Jordan or just because it was back in the day. Michael Jordan might have been just as much of a not knowing shit as LaMelo Ball.
I believe that. I definitely believe that. I believe that. I definitely believe that. But I'm saying you still have, when you're that big, I think you have some responsibility to your community.
Well, I think it's as a people. I think if we kind of back it up, and I mean, I don't want to go back and back and back, but if you keep backing it up to like, the 50s and the 60s, like Joe Louis knew his obligation to black people. Jackie Robinson knew his obligation to black people. Jim Brown, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like them boys knew what their responsibility was towards the culture. Yes. And maybe it was because of the times, but they knew what it was with civil rights and everything like that. Mm-hmm. I think once the 80s, 70s, 80s, they put us on that dope and boys started doing stuff around the 80s, boys wasn't worried about none of that no more. Like Magic Johnson wasn't like just out here on the front lines behind nothing either. That's true. Like That's true. It wasn't a whole bunch of people. Isaiah Thomas, you don't hear Isaiah Thomas, whatever. Like the people who was standing up was getting blackballed out the league, like Chris Jackson or whatever the case may be. I think LeBron is an exception to the rule. I think LeBron and him and that, and I don't know if LeBron's the one. Rod, you might even have an opinion on this too. Like LeBron might not be the one. It might not be like LeBron. He just might be the biggest name. The loudest voice might be Chris Paul. The loudest voice might be Maverick Carter. You never know might be LeBron Mama. Or you know what I'm saying? Or it might be D Wade mama. You never know. You know, like somebody might be the person who's saying, "Hey, y'all boys need to do better," and then all of them just kind of took up the mantle because one of them said it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. What's your thoughts on it?
But the thing is, so like, yeah, my opinion on that is like it kind of doesn't matter who it. Like it's like when we talk about who started something, it don't matter who started it. It matters who brought it to light. So like, if LeBron's mom or if Maverick Carter said, this is the move that we're gonna make, and really like kind of set forth an idea, and then LeBron carried that idea, LeBron's gonna get the credit for it. And so I think maybe I don't know the definition of polarizing, and maybe Los used it, but I was thinking polarizing as well, in the sense that like polarizing can be relative. So this was a Senate race in North Carolina. This wasn't like the president of the world.
Yeah.
And LeBron and Michael Jordan was a figurehead in North Carolina who, if he would have taken the responsibility I call it nobility, if he would have been noble to his black community and did that commercial that they wanted him to do, and it wouldn't have been like just kind of like this backwards press of hey, Jordan doesn't want to do this. If it would have been all positivity and like, hey, I'm Jordan, I back this guy, I think he could have affected that race.
Okay, so
that's all I'm saying.
So the word polarizing means to divide or cause to divide into two sharply contrasting groups or sets of opinions or beliefs. The reason I said that Michael Jordan is not polarizing is because he never did anything to divide or sharply contrast groups of people. He was influential. Yes, he did. He could have been polarizing. I guess the potential. Yeah, he had the potential to be very polarizing. But he never did anything that was polarizing. Like polarizing is not an adjective. Okay. It's a verb. It's something you do. It's an action. And that's kind of what that's all I was saying right there. But Michael Jordan had every kind of ability to be the most polarizing person of all time. Like he could have been what LeBron is times 2 if he would have been taking a stand on things. But he chose to get that to do it in such a way that I just thought it's
fair enough.
But I think it's a generational thing too. I think, but then also you can't really say that because LeBron them came ahead and did it. So it's all over the place. It's an interesting kind of thought exercise. But I like Rumble's idea. I think it's a great idea for those guys like a Zion Williamson to just say, you know what? I'm gonna get with somebody who I trust, and then I'm gonna rock with what I'm gonna let them tell me about stuff, and then whatever. But that's dangerous because you should have your own opinions on stuff. So it's a slippery slope.
I think guys like LeBron and Chris Paul, I think they bounce stuff off their team and each other. Luckily LeBron has a phenomenal team, and he's able to bounce stuff off people who are very well read and a lot of those things, and can kind of guide them and help them make sound decisions and kind of say the right thing. And I think LeBron has I think he gets enough information from enough people and reads enough to be able to talk about stuff well. I don't think he has enough time to sit down and just dive deep in a lot of issues, but he has enough information at hand to be able to form a opinion about it and stand on it. Those things matter too. The people around you, who's kind of in your ear. You got just some unwell read people, uneducated people in your ear. Just man, that ain't that type of thing. Then you mess around and be listening to them, and it can go left. You know what I'm saying? So I think that does matter what your team look like.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that the new guys are just going to have to figure it out. Like, I mean, we're in a place in society, and I'm sure we're going to talk about some things throughout this podcast that we're in a unique place. We're in that second civil rights movement of America, and so we have to have our voice. But something else on that Last Dance that I just was so curious about was who the hell is Slim Bula? That's what I need to know.
Hey, shout out Slim Bula.
Yeah, he was in and out. He was in and out of that documentary like a snap. But he was so intriguing. Like, he's so out of place to me. I must just say it. Like, he was out of place. Jerry Curl, like, and that wasn't even the play no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was and you know what I love? You know what's one thing I love? I love when white America embraces a black nickname like Slim, you know, and like they don't call him by his real name like Ronald. I'm sure his name's Ronald or something like that. They call him Slim. You know, I just love that, like Greedy Williams or Debo Samuel. You know, like I love that.
DC Lamb.
Oh shit!
I love it.
Yeah, okay, I'm with it. Ronald Buller, cut.
Ronald Slim.
Both of y'all play golf, man. What is and me and Los talked about this, so you can give Los give the people what your opinion of what a golf hustler does, a golf shark.
Oh, well, you know, a golf shark, he come around and he finds somebody with the money. You don't find a sucker, you find somebody with some money. And, you know, it's really easy because I've seen it done before. It's like, say, you know, when you go to a golf course sometime you have a tee time and say we got 2 people in our group and one is somebody playing by themselves in front of us. You know, sometimes you playing golf, you be like, hey, you know, why don't we just combine and make it 3 instead of, or they might be behind you, you know, combine and make it 3 people. So he might be one of those guys, combine, make it 3. Hey, you know, we gonna put a little money down. And we, you know, what we doing? You know, and he come out. They might be playing for skins, you know, playing chickens, you know, or just betting each hole. You know, so when you got, huh?
Might be playing for bunks.
Yeah,
above the rim, huh?
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. I watched it last night.
Oh,
it's on
not
Netflix
so,
too.
huh?
Yeah. They can't erase where we work. But you know, so you might be betting, you know, best hole win the pot or whatever. So you might be paying, you know, if you got money. I've seen people play, you know, 20 a hole, whatever. But I'm sure they playing for way more than if you owe that man
20 racks. Oh.
Yeah, 20 racks. Yeah.
I mean,
you know
you also got to imagine.
18, but
you also got to imagine that these golf courses that they playing at, like these country clubs. Let me actually say that just to make it sound better than golf courses. These country clubs that they playing at aren't, you know, what we used to, like, you know, the Shreveport, Liberia Country Club. Like, this is Augusta National, you know, Pebble Beach. I'm sure that.
Then how Slim Buller get to be Ronald Slim Buller just get to be in there hustling niggas?
Because he know
because he been hustling people for a long time. He can afford a membership.
So you think he met Michael Jordan on a golf course and then that was just his dog, or he met him somewhere else?
So let me tell you this. So if I was let's say if I'm Michael Jordan, right, and I go to a golf course and Slim Buller just so happened, if you will, I'm gonna sound super derogatory right now, but let's just say he saved up his ducks to come play one day at Augusta National, and it just so happened to be the day that I'm there, and I know Michael Jordan was probably golfing with a whole bunch of white people, which is whatever, you know, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But they got this one black dude with a Jerry curl that's cold-blooded out there, then yeah, I might invite him to come play golf. Like that, you don't meet too many black dudes out there playing golf. So if I'm a avid golfer and I see a black person on the same golf course as me, I'm probably gonna be interested in playing golf with that guy, especially if we both in the minority.
And you know what? It don't even have to be. Yeah, the both in the minority part is very important, but you don't even have to be. You put it in context. Like if I go to the gym and we hooping on one side of the court, and we look over there and somebody dunking and shooting threes and hitting everything, and he just kind of shooting around, you're gonna be like, "Hey, bro, come play with us."
Yeah,
come on, man.
Or they might have met him in the, you know, he might have met him in the pro shop after they played around, and they're talking, you know, because you know after you get through playing, you go to the pro shop, have you a drink or whatever. A beer.
Slim Buller must be a cool nigga.
Might eat something. Yeah, he might eat in there chilling, talking to Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Just hustling. You know.
Hey, you was just talking about Madden. The one person who hustled me in Madden that I could never forget was a dude in New Orleans in a barbershop named Slim. Slim must be the hustler name.
That's the hustler name.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also think the way that it went, I think it was much like Pool Shark. I think
let Mike win.
You know, like you saw a black dude with Jerry curl, and he talking about money, and like I'm sure these dudes, some high rollers, got money to lose that he was playing against, and they probably took him light, and he just always won, or won a lot of the time, to where he got considered a golf shark
Like
or a golf husky.
what Los said was something you don't take into account is that Slim Bula probably played the same course all the time too. He probably know all the
time.
ins and outs of that one course.
Yeah.
But you do know that they. The course doesn't
They moved the hole.
really change, but they moved the whole.
That's how they move.
around.
But I mean, if he know
But
everything
the
else,
greens, it don't matter.
yeah, like, that man he know what the
don't
man
matter.
is sloping down left to right. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, listen. I mean, when I used to play as a kid all summer, I used to know wherever the hole was, know where to hit the ball and where it would go on the green from there. And that was as a kid, so I can imagine as an adult who plays at golf course all the time.
Damn Slim.
Man, Slim Boo, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Slim.
And then you find somebody who hate losing and you beating them. Come on now.
Yeah, Rod Slim. I hear you. The only other thing I was gonna say about The Last Dance is just this: that do y'all not get the feel that if you on your 30 for 30 / documentary game, that this shit is just a mix of Rodman, for better or worse, The Bad Boys, the Dream Team documentary that came on NBA TV, and coming up, they probably gonna have This Magic Moment, Jordan Rides the Bus. I mean, I feel like I done seen most of these stories already about the Bulls, just told in different ways.
On the most recent one, or actually episode 5, where they talked about the Dream Team, that footage was not never before seen footage. That footage was actually on that documentary. That's saying it was like that. They just spliced it
exactly.
Yeah, they pulled a bunch of stuff out the freezer and made a stew. That's
I wanted to see never before seen footage. So that part was a little disappointing. It was cool to see again, right? Because you get that story and whatever.
You get to see Jordan walking into the stadium with the jacket and the shorts early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't see that before. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's not.
I've seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like how you said not never before seen footage.
Not never before seen.
It's not never before seen footage. That's seen.
Well, Jordan rides the bus.
I didn't know that he put
this week.
I didn't know he put the flag over the thing to how to Reebok. I didn't know. I never heard that story before.
I knew that a long time.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, cutting his basketball cord, he was bent over, so you couldn't. There you go.
Oh, I thought he was dropping like it was hot. Or bouncing for the crawfish.
Yeah, Jordan would have definitely been one of them people who was turning his headband inside out if it didn't say night. Oh yeah, he would have been doing all that foolishness. I'm not wearing that.
Yeah, they really hurt because the name of the company was Bach at the time, and then they went out of business, so they changed it to Reebok.
It was the new one.
The second time.
It was the new one. It was the new one. It was the new Bach. Niggas like Michael Jordan burned my boot. But look, let me tell you another thing that burned my boot this week. The first thing that burned my boot this week is people who wear masks inside the car.
Oh,
your own car. You knew that was coming?
I knew it was coming, yeah, because it burns my boudin as well. It's an obvious boudin burning.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
Well, maybe they think the Corona on their clothes
from
wherever they went. They think Corona on their clothes, and they don't want to get it. So maybe they wear them in the house too.
Maybe it's coming in through the vents.
Yeah, it's through the AC.
So I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do have a theory on why. This is the only reason why I would wear my mask in my car. Is to get used of it. Because I don't like wearing that mask. In fact, for the first time, I haven't been wearing a mask around. And starting today, there's like a statewide mandate to wear masks. So yesterday, went to the liquor store, and it was like no mask and no service. No shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service.
Huh.
Right.
And
you've been in a pandemic for 2 months, and you ain't been wearing no mask?
No.
You should see how I'm looking at you right now and shaking my head, brother.
Me too, dog. You part of the problem, man.
You gotta be.
Not wearing a mask.
You gotta be safe, Raj. We just
so
want
you
you to
just
be
been
safe.
out.
Well, the
with
mask
no
is
mask,
to keep
right?
other people safe.
It's both. It's both.
It is both.
Yes.
Roger, you walk if somebody
N95,
sneeze, you walk in
yes,
and
it's
sneeze
both.
and they got Corona, you got it.
I don't have an N95. I got just a regular dag.
Oh, you got a jump man.
Paper dag.
Yeah, okay.
That
so if you
burned my
got just
people with
any old daddy, then yeah.
People with the Team Jordan mask.
Yeah, you gotta.
I mean, at least I got a mask. They got some people that's out here with bandanas and shirts,
That's the same mask you got.
I got Not
the
the ones
same.
they wear at the
It's
hospital.
equivalent.
The regular ones.
That's the equivalent, my brother.
It's equal. I know people who blow that weed, and when they blow it, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, Raj. They let that weed go, and then they stick their hand over their face to like catch the smoke and let it come back in their nose. Like we know people who do that. I wonder if they be using their mask as a little weed accessory now.
Nah, I saw Slim Thug
Weed
smoking
humidifier.
through his mask.
Well, if he's smoking through his mask, then that's not a good mask. Sorry.
That's what I was thinking. Like, dog, you can't think that's okay. That mask is trash. You can actually smoke through your mask.
You should not be able to
It
smoke.
was retarded.
You should be able to go up to a candle with your mask on and can't blow it out. If you can
And-
blow it
and
out, then
Exactly.
it's booty. Okay?
Throw that mask in the trash.
It's just an accessory, man. Look, let me tell you another thing that burns my boudin this week. I thought about the fact that this past week was, matter of fact, yesterday when we were recording it was May the 5th. And I'm like, damn, we missed May the 5th and we missed March the 17th. Damn it. It burns my boudin that we didn't miss 2 drinking holidays with this Rona, man. What's going on, man?
Yeah, you know, we would have Cinco de Mayo the hell out this thing now. Outside would have been open like it's supposed to. Well, safely open. They've been open, but it ain't safe.
We missed green beers and Coronas.
Yeah.
And for the sake of it, we missed Mardi Gras too. I didn't fool with Mardi Gras this year, but
Well,
it was missable.
New Orleans didn't miss Mardi Gras.
They sure did.
That's why they a hot spot.
Yeah, some people checked out. So I mean, some people we know checked out because they went to Mardi Gras. So like, yeah, that's not a. That was
Went out with a party though.
they with a bang, Louisiana style, huh? That's how they do it. But I'm sick. And now I know. Now we're gonna miss another travel day because we probably gonna miss Memorial Day weekend. So, but once again, that feel like another spike waiting to happen in Miami and Vegas. And people gonna be like,
oh yeah, they can have it.
I mean, think about it. What we talking about what 3 weeks? In about 3 weeks, they're gonna try to get out again. They're gonna get out again.
Yeah. I think they tomorrow opening up gyms out here May 18th. Barbershops and beauty shops, nail shops opening Friday.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all get that
barbershops-
first wave.
Our
Yeah, y'all
salons
go ahead and do your
opened
thing.
up already.
Mm.
Salons and barbershops and nail salons and stuff like that. All that stuff opened back up. Not all of them,
Oh.
but some of them did.
Nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna let them go and get that first little first Corona out of there.
Get it out y'all system.
I go right before Memorial Day, before or after Memorial Day.
That's big facts, man. Look, let me tell you another thing that burned my boudin this week. I had this thought. I was trying to get this video from a flash drive and transfer it, and I couldn't find another flash drive to transfer it. And then I started thinking, I was like, damn, my Mac, well, one of my MacBooks don't have a USB drive. It don't have a USB drive. So I'm like, damn. Yeah, I guess I gotta use the adapter because I bought one obviously to put the flash drive into the computer. And I'm like, so they're making computers without flash drive USB ports now. I'm like, so that means they don't really want you to or think you should need a flash drive. So I started thinking about storage. And I'm like, damn, I guess they did this at a point when they stopped putting CD burners and CDs inside of computers. So what burns my boudin is that a flash drive is obsolete now. Like that, and I didn't even know it. I didn't even think about it. It's all the transition has been made to the cloud, and I guess I was asleep somewhere. Raj, is all of your storage cloud storage now?
Oh man, I don't really save a whole lot of things, man.
You don't wear no mask. You don't save shit.
Yeah, I don't save a whole lot of stuff. I guess so. I have a MacBook as well as my personal computer, but my work computer is a PC and it has that. But I haven't used a flash drive in years, so
Man.
hard drive would be my the cloud. Yeah, let's say it. Yes, I guess the cloud is more so my means of saving things now.
I think that's just Apple, punk ass trying to get people to buy something extra.
Apple's not the only company to take USBs off of their things.
The other companies the same thing.
If this podcast, like Al said, he kind of alluded to it. If this podcast was we were talking about this 7 years ago, or maybe not that long ago. When I say 5 years ago, it would burn his boot and that CD-ROMs have gone away.
Mm-hmm.
Like it literally.
It's no coincidence.
That would be the same thing.
There's no coincidence that happened. And I don't know, it just kind of made me think when you said that, Roger. I face-palmed a little bit because I'm sitting here thinking about, damn, okay, I guess maybe I'm the only one who deals with a shit ton of data all the time, whether it be at my job or whether it be with the podcast. Like, I don't think you guys know, like, each podcast is probably in the gigabytes in terms of size for each podcast. And I have to save everyone. Not that I have to, but I do. And we have a saved archive of every podcast that we've done. So I have to look for adequate storage for that. So in the past, and right now I'm looking at, I buy like a terabyte like drive, an external hard drive that might be about, I don't know, what, $40. And then it's got like a terabyte on it, so I could put like 1,000 gigs worth of information on it. So I can store pretty much everything I need. But then I thought about it like just kind of like my Google Drive things. I always get messages that say, you're running out of room because of shit like the videos I produce, the pictures I make, all of these things with the podcast. Like it takes up so much space that I got to delete a whole bunch of things. But this week I went to Google and said, oh, I'm going to start paying monthly for cloud storage because shit, why haven't I been doing that? And it's like $19.99 for the year. So like about $1.50 a month to get 100 gigs. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's what they want you to do.
I pay Apple $2.99 a month for 200 gigs.
There you go. And that's for your phone and stuff too?
For my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that I'll never
pay some around there for my phone.
iPhone storage.
I didn't even think about that. I'm probably going to need to do it with my phone as well because like, I mean, it's not like I'm anywhere close to using up all of my phone storage, but if I could add an extra 200 gigs, then I never have to worry about anything, right?
But the thing is the longer that you have iCloud storage space, the bigger your file is going to get. So eventually, in theory, you're gonna need to pay so right now it's 99 cents. You pay 99 cents a month for 50 gigs, or you can pay $2.99 for 200 gigs, and it's shareable with the family. So if you do the 200 gigs, you can share it with your people. That's what I do.
So I never believed in the cloud because I always felt like the information on my phone is going to be in that cloud, and I just didn't need those type of problems in my life.
That's a valid feeling. I have the same concerns, but it's the way of the world, and I'm just kind of rowing along. It's
funny because it's like your computer. Whatever information is on your computer, I feel like, here, take my password. You can get it. But I feel like my phone is all of my personal thoughts. Like, everything, even if it's not specifically bad things, it could be like, man, I hate Raj. I'm texting somebody, right? And then it's on your phone. It's on my phone. That's not going to be on my computer.
If anything, that would be on your phone. It's not going to be on
It's not going to be on my laptop. The incriminating things about my life are not going to be on my laptop. They're going to be on my phone. So I never believe in cloud storage, but that's where we are, I guess. Right?
True.
I feel like you got to embrace it. Eventually, what's funny is eventually you're going to be like, you're going to still be looking for that cassette player. You're right. The Walkman. Yeah, you're right. You got to embrace it because I'm pretty sure that everybody's had concerns for every new technology that's come out.
You are not wrong when you're right. You hit the nail on the head. I guess it just burned my boudin. I mean, the last thing that burns the boudin this week, we got a write-in candidate from one of our listeners, old Palm Beach Cajun, says what burns his boudin is whack TikTok videos. And he hopes when that Rona disappears, TikTok goes away with it.
So I hope whack TikTok videos go away with it. But TikTok is one of those things. So someone was telling me the other day that I don't make TikTok videos, but I can get lost in TikTok videos. Just like I can get lost. And so I'm adding on to it. Just like you can get lost in Facebook. Just like you can get lost in Instagram loops. You can get lost in TikTok loops because there's enough good videos out there to keep you entertained. But when you see your friends, preferably maybe your 40+ friends trying to get in on the on the loop, then it's typically not cool. They're just not most of the time that demographic is not like technologically savvy.
That's what the point is.
A good TikTok
That's what the
video.
point is. It's tech savvy. It's not about who's doing it.
Yeah.
What you think, Los?
I agree. It's about how cool you can make that video look. Like them kids know what to do, where to put the phone, how to make it splice and jump and do all the extra shit that I don't have the patience to sit there and do. Number one. All the time it's cool is if you get in the gat. You gotta get the gat on there.
That's because we did that one. I was thinking about the same thing too.
But and then that's the easiest TikTok video to make. Yeah. You know, because it's just 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. But like they got so much cool stuff where you can put 100 views with the little hands jumping all over the place, or you know, and all kinds of filters. And I actually did one where I jumped through the window, and that shit took direction. Like I had to tell somebody, all right, look, I'm gonna run and I'm gonna just jump, and I want you to stop it right there. And then I'm gonna go on the other side of the window, and I'm gonna like stand as close to the window as possible and jump. And then both of those things gonna splice together and it look like I'm gonna jump through the window.
Yeah.
I don't think just that simple direction, the people that suck at TikTok, they don't have that.
Yeah, you gotta be creative too. So it's a lot of different things to put that go into play with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, whack TikTok videos is time out for them. But live ones, you could keep on what you keep on. I'm with it, man. Look,
I'm with it.
We got a couple of good stories this week, so I want to get to them and make sure we give some time for everything, man. The first thing I want to talk about is CJ_is_king on Instagram. So on January 16th of this year, he posted a post at the Southern University Law Center in his capping gown. And the post had this caption. I want you guys to pay attention. People out there might have seen it, might not have, but I think it's been a very interesting talking point. He said, now that I'm JD'd, bar number loading, I've entered into a new arena of black men, and in this arena, I'm the prize now. Don't just take my word for it. And before you kill me in the comments, let me drop some stats for your ass right quick so you can see my point. Black women outnumber black men by 2 million. Black women don't want to deal with a black man who's gay or down low, has a baby mama issues, or has felony conviction, jail record, or any of that, which collectively is a large percentage of our race. Unfortunately, as statistically 37% of black men are in jail, while a third of them have some form of criminal record. Black women typically don't want to date down and prefer to have a black man that's on the same playing field as hers or higher. Well, statistically, only 7% of black men are professionals. With this massive criteria, the black women don't want in when dating a black man. They have essentially drastically limited the dating pool of viable black men that majority of black women are currently after, which means everyone doesn't get picked, and statistically, 70% of black women go unmarried. You see where I'm going here? Additionally, black women want their mate to be attractive, have some form of edge, style, to be exciting, and not to be a lame. I know all of that is subjective, but everyone doesn't have these so-called X factors, which lowers the number of viable black men even lower. So with me now gaining access into this very small percentage of black men that are young, for the record, I'm under 30 with 2 degrees, single and attractive, or heterosexual, have no criminal record, no baby mama drama, and have some form of a high-paying career potential that majority of black women are competing against each other for. You tell me who's the real prize. Then he goes on and says, follow and subscribe to his podcast. So
I think he lame for that post. I don't see no reason to have to post all that, bro. Got to relax.
I mean, so you know what? You know what's funny about exactly what you just said, Los, is that my initial reaction to most. Sometimes you even see a warning where it's like, warning, long post to come or something like that. Or I'm about to long-winded post about to happen. Yeah. Like my initial reaction is to say, oh shit, I'm not reading this. This is lame. Like, it's gonna be lame no matter what.
Yeah.
But sometimes I read them. And sometimes I'm like, all right, I see what you're saying. And sometimes you got some shit to get off your chest. And if old boy had some shit to get off his chest, then so be it. And if it just so happened to be long and lengthy.
I don't see
like, I just feel like maybe he was in his feelings. Maybe he just was like, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now. And I kind of want to say this. I've been wanting to say this for a long time.
I want to say that I'm a hot commodity now because I got 2 degrees and I just graduated.
I mean, that is something to be proud of.
But I mean, you know, why would you say that? Just be that person. I don't think you have to post all that stupid shit.
I mean, I personally agree with you, but everybody ain't me. Some people are more boastful than I am.
It's just extra.
I
think that goes along with the same thing as saying I'm about to deactivate my account. To me, that's the same thing. I'm deactivating. I'm getting off Instagram.
So look, that man just got his law degree, so it seems. All right, he got another degree somewhere along the lines, and he about to get on them hoes immediately. Them hoes about to like be vying for him.
Cool with all that.
He's just a happy dude.
I think the whole "who's the real prize here" thing is kind of went viral, and the post went viral, and the women were I don't know. I guess what you would expect the response to be: a bunch of black women like, "Boy, go ahead, you look gay, blah blah blah. You look like a punk. You look like Odell Beckham. You look like Tyrone Hankerson Jr." Like they was at his neck. The thing about statistics to me is when people bring out the stats and the facts, it's kind of hard to doubt them. So when I listened and read the post, I was like, yeah, I guess some of those facts are probably factual. And I guess the general sentiment that he's making is probably true. Some of those things are subjective. Some of them are objective. When he talks about that small fraternity, I don't know if any one of us three fit into that small fraternity, right? Because, he's talking about, maybe he's saying, oh, you got to be making a job. You got to be working a job that make $200,000. Like they might have some other qualifiers there. But I've always thought of myself as like, women. As a black man, I'm pretty much what women looking for. Like it's not a lot of us.
Hey, win you gonna always win.
Like I mean, you can do better than me, but most times you're gonna do worse. So
you're still gonna get a win.
Like, you can figure it out. Like
it's a win over here.
So I get his point. His point is valid. It's just, why do you necessarily need to post that? And
but I feel like
somebody hurt him. Who hurt you? Who?
Yeah, exactly. He took some L's and he was like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah,
I'm finna tell him who I am and why you should. And I'm gonna go look up. That's what I think is. You made yourself look a whole lot more lame. Now you gonna catch a couple.
Oh, you gonna catch him some. Somebody in his inbox.
No, I'm finna break this lane. Watch this. Uh-huh. That's what he about to happen. I'm finna break this lane, girl. Watch this.
It goes back to
I think the general sentiment is that it is some old clown stuff to
post. I think we are post doctors, right? Like we have a degree. I have 2 degrees in postology.
I just got my PD loaded.
You postdoctorate, right? Like we know what a good post is, what you're not supposed to post, what you are supposed to post. We tell you the rules all the time about, a happy birthday to me post. We know the rules for posting. We say them on the podcast all the time. Yeah. That is one you don't necessarily have to touch. Unless somebody comes for you and then you comment on them.
That's the only reason.
Like if this was in a Facebook message, right? Like it was a comment because somebody came at him directly and then that boy came back blam with the facts.
I'm cool with it.
Okay.
I'm cool with it.
I got you, CJ as king.
But this, the long post with the things, you can miss me, brother.
Yeah.
I think just go out there and do it. Just go out there and do and be everything you put in the post. It's real simple.
And the post was like, it says bar loading, but did you pass the bar yet, nigga? They was in his hey, he better pass that ball soon.
No. And but see, now you gotta post that.
Oh yeah.
Now you gotta post that.
That's your man's, dog.
Post that, bro.
Hey, CJ is the king, man. He is black excellence. And another place that is always about the black excellence is the Black Coffee Company. So 5 young Xavier alumni have come together to create the Black Coffee Company, man. Y'all visit theblackcoffeecompany.com to check out their art, apparel, and definitely their coffee. With 5 unique blends of Colombian, Brazilian, Ethiopian, and Peruvian coffees, these brothers are giving you some of the best Java from around the globe and some food for thought as well. These fellas aren't only distributing quality coffee, they preach the major tenets of entrepreneurship, financial freedom, and community empowerment. The whole movement is dope, but don't take my word for it. Visit theblackcoffeecompany.com and see what all the fuss is about. The Black Coffee Company. Coffee for the culture.
Ooh, if you got a PD from a PD, if you... I couldn't finish. Hey, y'all, go get some Black Coffee Company, man.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay. Sure. Sure. I was reading this article on levelmedium.com, and it was an article by David Dennis Jr., and it was called Outgrowing Drake is the Generation Gap We Didn't Predict. Man, what are y'all thoughts? And it's a great article. You should go check it out. I'll talk a little bit about it, but it says that, so basically the gist of it was So Far Gone was the shit. How it opened up the door for mixtapes and artists to just kind of hop out there and just go from mixtape to like on the charts. And how Drake just does what everybody else does, but he does it better than everybody else, but he's still making music for 22-year-olds. He's not making music for his age anymore. The only exception was like that March 14th song that he did against Pusha T, because Pusha T pushed him that way. And basically that, this is a quote from it, about Dark Lane demo tapes. Even the recently released Dark Lane demo tapes, a collection of B-sides and previously released Lucy's, is a 28.12 rebound 10 assist game. Every song sounds like a hit. Shit, I'm humming to Time Flies as I type this, but it don't seem inspired, and it doesn't seem like he's talking about anything. I mean, some of the homies, Blue, this podcast is brought to you by Blue Diamond. He said Drake said Drake didn't hit Wayne status where he can rap, but the music don't move you anymore. And additionally, this podcast is brought to you by Rumble. He said that Drake usually go 10 for 10. This wasn't 10 for 10. So we got a lot of interesting things. Specifically, the Blue one kind of speaks a little bit more to kind of that idea that Drake can rap, but maybe he's not making music that moves you anymore. What are y'all thoughts on the Dark Lane demo tapes and Drake's progression as a whole?
I mean, Drake to me always kind of lived. Drake's popularity to me and Drake's allure always lived in like a pop realm to me. Like that's kind of like where I can be cool and still kind of listen to some pop music, because that's what to me Drake was putting out more so than like rap, like you said about that them songs. Anyway, I think Drake is more of a pop artist. Like I think he's just entertaining to everyone. But how I feel, or how I've always felt, is I feel like everybody's first album should be their only album. Like I feel like how can you have any? You should pour your heart out into that first album, and then that's it. We should never hear from you again, and we should just listen to that album for the rest of eternity. And I think Drake's done so much that like, what else does he have to talk about? He has nothing else to talk about. So I don't think it's a product of like his own like, oh, I don't have any inspiration to do music anymore. I think he's just putting stuff out because he can. Well,
let me fire you back on that a little bit. I think that you are absolutely correct about the first album should probably be everybody's best. But let's take into account these things. You grow musically, you grow lyrically, you become better at creatively, you pick better beats, you might be able to, like all of that, you might be able to make better music. So I'll fire back on that one. But the general sentiment of having your first album be the one that like to talk about, I've thought about that before. That let's say your first album drops when you're 23. Well, that's all of your experience from 0 to 23. It's 23 years worth of experience. The next thing you drop is like 2 years worth of experience. Well, if you got a lot of life story and if you really think about it, you've got more stories than just the things you talked about on that first album. And even if you drop 10 albums or 15 albums, you might run out of stuff to talk about and your stories might not be original. But I think that at that point is when you need to talk to somebody. You need to probably have like literally a therapist where you talk about real issues that are going on with you and you kind of dive deeper and talk about real things that maybe you never even thought of. And I think that makes for the idea of the post. I mean, the article was that I was 20. The dude was saying I was 22 when I listened to So Far Gone, and I just expected Drake to grow with me. And he's still making music for 22-year-olds. I expected Drake to be making music that was like, oh, we in our 30s now. Now we talking about whatever people in their 30s talk about. Now we talking about 401ks and we talking about whatever, like at least a song or two and not everything being pop. I don't know. Raj, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, and just let me, I want to tell you that is the ultimate touche. Mm-hmm. Like I feel you. I feel you on that and all that jazz, but I just think that there's just so many albums that can happen with. Like so many times I can dig deep, and then eventually I start to talk about how rich I am, how many girls I got. True. Like I feel like that's the end game. Like you stick just on that for a little while. working on the weekend as usual. And
go ahead, my bad.
I mean, I know. I mean, just how marketing works. You always got to market to the youth, and if he wanted to stay relevant, like Drake at this point in his career, in his career, if he was still making music for us per se, I feel like it would be swing out music, and then that's to me career suicide.
Wow.
So I don't see anything wrong with Drake making music with 22-year-olds because I know that companies and entities are always trying to market to the youth, and that's smart financially at least.
Yeah, I feel like people taking this little mixtape album thing way too serious. I think this is a bunch of songs he had that didn't make these albums, and he put them out and put the Tootsie Slide on there. Like Drake still, he sit down and really about to make an album now. It's gonna be right. I think he talking to his life. You gotta realize Drake is rich, so he live a whole different life than a normal 30-year-old. You know what I mean? He ain't married. I don't think he got an old lady and nothing like that. So he's still out there living. Like he's 22 with a whole bunch more money. You know what I'm saying? Making deals. So I didn't take this mixtape album, whatever it is, I didn't take it serious. Like, oh, we outgrowing Drake. I mean, Drake's still gonna rock, but when he sit down and make a real album, and I don't think this was something you'd sit down and. I guess if you were looking for something to say, or to be like, oh, I'm outgrowing Drake, this would be the project to say that on. But when he sit down and make an album, it's gonna be fire, bro. Like, you got to relax. It's gonna be he ain't gonna miss again. Now, maybe he missed with this one because it was just a whole bunch of, like he said, B-side shit. Like, he just threw some stuff out there. Yeah, I don't think this was nothing serious. He's just like, hey, here goes some music. It's a pandemic. Here, take that.
I mean, that's smart too, and I think Drake actually outdid himself on a couple of those albums. Because I've heard some albums of just random artists throughout my life that had 2 good songs on it, 2 live singles, and the rest was just filler music. And I feel like Drake has put out albums that was like straight heat across, from 1 to 14. We probably could have held back one of those songs and put it out now, and they'll still bump.
Yeah, I would encourage y'all to go read that article. It's about an 11-minute read, and I think that he's not necessarily only talking about that Dark Lane demos. He's talking about Drake as a whole and just kind of music that moves you. And you can take away from that whatever you would like, whatever you are. And I think that Blue's comment is one of the more poignant ones to me, in that he said that comparing it to Lil Wayne. And that has been my thought about Lil Wayne for ages. Somebody the other day said the Carter 5, Wayne reinvented himself, and at least Wayne did XYZ with the Carter 5. I was like, man, Wayne ain't did nothing to move me in a very, 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 very long time. He can rap.
I agree.
But Wayne's got so many untapped stories of, substance abuse and almost dying and baby mamas, and Wayne could make an album that we would be like, God damn, that's the shit. God damn, Wayne was weighing in on that shit. Boy, that nigga said this. You remember when Wayne said this about, but he just never go there.
He would have to reinvent himself and go there. Like, he had to start.
Would he have to reinvent himself? Or would he just have to write about it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's not, Wayne don't really write stories he don't really tell stories like that.
He has, though. That's the thing that kills me.
Yeah, he has.
That he don't do it no more.
Yeah,
I guess you're right. Maybe reinvent itself is the perfect way to put it. Refine itself or something. Find itself again. Something.
Refinance.
But if Lil, I think the vast majority of people would find it weird if Lil Wayne started rapping the same exact way that he was rapping in 2005. If he just changed himself or refound himself and went back to the 2005 Lil Wayne. I don't think
I would appreciate it.
I'm not talking about the cadence.
We would, but I don't think the youth would.
Yeah, I got you.
Who would listen to it?
We would.
I would love for people to put out stuff for us, man. But unfortunately, that's just not how it goes. They put out stuff for the boys.
People put out music for us. Stop it.
Tank?
Who? J. Cole puts out music for us.
Okay.
The people y'all like. Kendrick Lamar puts out music for us. Slim Thug puts out music for us. Who? Slim Thug.
Wait, who? But that means for people in Houston, though.
But that's us.
Texas people.
That's us.
True.
That's us.
True. Well, I can't wait till Nelly drops his
shit.
MC.
Boosie put out music for us. While y'all playing, just think about it, though. Like Rolex, baby. Like that boy he be having songs.
I don't live Boosie life.
It don't matter. They have songs that you gonna listen to and be like, oh, that boy he talking about something. Like I don't think it's a culture shift that Wayne would necessarily have to do. Like in regards to how he raps or whatever. I'm just asking for 2-3 songs with a boy talk about
Tell me something. Tell me something.
Say something. Talk about the election. Talk about the Saints. Talk about something.
Anything.
Anyway, I don't know. Talk about Baby in y'all relationship and how you used to look like how Baby was a father and y'all fell off. Give me something.
You know who do? Rick Ross put out
music for us. Rick Ross do.
Rick Ross.
Like I'm just saying, these are questions I have, man. You said Slim Thug put out music for Houston. Let's talk about some more Houston stuff. One of Drake's favorite places. So last Friday morning at midnight, around 12, midnight, Onyx Houston opened up, and by 12:15, they had shut that bitch down.
11:59.
They shut that thing down. They said that they labeled it a restaurant that would be featuring entertainers. The owner said that they're violating our First and Fourth Amendment rights. He said in all ways, Onyx Houston both qualified as a reopened service and complied with the requirements and recommendations of Governor Abbott's orders. And nonetheless, before Onyx Houston's had even been open for an hour, dozens of Houston Police Department officers and fire department officials raided the business. Even though we were doing safe social distancing and all of the rest of that, y'all ran in on our restaurant. Los, thoughts?
I mean, I don't know how you social distance as a strip club. I don't know.
Hold up, it's a restaurant.
Okay, a rest strip club. I feel like the thing about it is, so if we got, because they have great wings, by the way. I used to go there on Tuesdays, but they're 25 cents.
I'm not really a wings guy. How's their breasts?
They have perfect fried asses. Okay, go ahead. Y'all stupid. Boston butt.
Sauteed. Yeah. But I mean, I just don't understand how you social distance at a strip club. Are you tipping women through Cash App now? Because if you throwing money, it's a bunch of stuff that screams Corona. Or am I coming to get my to-go? And then I get to like tip on the way in and out or something like. I just don't know how they work. If y'all just really operate as a restaurant. I mean, he tried to pull one over. He thought he was going.
Well, the other thing is though, Los, the fire in Houston police department didn't know what was going on in there, but they still raided it 15 minutes after it opened. Like, what if they opened that thing and it was like the dancers was just on their little stages, and it was like 8 tables spread out around there where you could get food, and there was no money.
And they had a card reader.
Yeah, the card reader exactly
at the end of the stage.
Was it? Well, I don't think was restaurants open at that time.
They started restaurants that day, and that's why they that was their whole play. It was like, if y'all opening up restaurants, they said they went and they looked at they licenses and was like, oh, we licensed as a restaurant. Like if Ito's food truck could be open, then we could be selling food out of Onyx.
Happen to have butt naked girls.
We just happen to have entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, he tried it though. They ain't gonna let that man do that.
Yeah, I mean, you just loopholes are fire sometimes, but sometimes loopholes suck. You know, like sometimes it's like, man, look, y'all ain't like, I get it, y'all found a little loophole, all right, cool. But this type of loophole like this, I, if you will, applaud the departments for going check on things, because just like y'all was fussing at me for not wearing no mask, you know what I'm saying? Like they was fussing at them boys for like trying to get over on the system.
I'm concerned about them boys who was there at midnight ready to go in there.
Oh, hey, you know they was there.
They spent their 20 to get kicked out in 15 minutes.
And paid that high 25 to get put out in 15, and they ain't give their money back because he need that.
And they need to pay for parking.
Ticket he got.
They was really hard up to go out. Is all I'm thinking. Like, there's like, nigga.
I just think he was rushing back.
Well, he said that the dancers ain't been getting unemployment and everything else, that they need something to do. And even if somebody just tipping them like whatever, then they need that loot.
No, OnlyFans, you should have started a Onyx IG live page.
Yeah.
With a DJ like a little party. Yeah, the DJ in a little party and, set the little camera up, had a DJ in there playing the songs.
And they have and then they have little private rooms that you could go to where it's just like just you and the little thing.
But with the but you get to wear a virtual headset in the private room.
Yeah. Almost like a Zoom meeting, but not okay. We splitting y'all in the little rooms. Now go in your little room with that thing.
Go in your little room.
One song.
Yeah, drop. Nah, I gotta give you 2 songs virtual though. I gotta give you 2 songs virtual. You gotta bend the rules a little bit.
Boys, and you can screenshot all you want. All that.
Yeah.
It's extra for screenshot. Everything extra.
I saw you screenshot. That's gonna be an extra. Security, and then security come in on the screen.
Impress the end button.
Dismiss you and hit your credit card again.
Say, player, we're gonna need you to leave out the room. No. Oh, all right, dog. Whoa. They gonna force you out. Security. No, hold up.
Hey man,
hold up? Why security look completely different? Why when they say security, it's a little white boy come on there with some glasses and pocket protector.
Yeah, smart as hell.
Hitting buttons.
Hack your bank account. Hey, you know what? Have it your way. Have it your way, buddy.
God, not even a white boy who I keep seeing. Raj is Lionel from fucking Dear White People.
Yeah, Lionel coming there.
That little boy with that little nerd, man. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah. We'll get you right, man. That's funny, dog. But more power to Onyx, man. Look, let's talk about some old famous things right quick, man. Look, I saw this the other day. And I just thought that this was super interesting, as most things are to me, right? So, Raj, you remember Jay Campbell from the league, right? So I'm chilling one day and I saw a little post and it said, Jay Campbell, stranger danger. And I was like, what? And that man had wrote a whole book. And I looked at it and it said, and this is basically what the little synopsis of stranger danger is. The day was young. The everyday routine was old. Waking up and doing the same old thing had already paid its toll on Phil because he never did anything new. A single guy with a college education in his early 20s usually does not have issues with redundancy. Something had to change. Finally breaking the mold, Philip decided to go jogging through his Houston neighborhood streets. 2 young kids, a drug-dealing dad, and a gun pointed at his head triggered that change, whether he wanted it or not. So yeah, Jay Campbell wrote a whole book called Stranger Danger. It's fiction. But it's like I bought that whole off of Amazon for like $19.99. And yeah, now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read that Jay Campbell. So that was pretty interesting to me. And when he said that a single guy with a college education in 2 degrees, I thought that's what he was about to say. But I guess that would have been a different book.
That's funny with his JD logo.
Yeah. But then
the prize.
At the end of the week, I see this. A dude named Caleb McDaniel that both of you know because both of y'all went hoop with us at Rice. And he was in there hooping with us. I would have to point him out, nondescript little dude. He wrote a book called Sweet Taste of Liberty, a true story of slavery and restitution in America. Before you ask, he's a white dude. He's a white professor at Rice, right? And basically there was like the story of a woman of color who twice survived enslavement and eventually won a court case against her captors. It's an actual nonfiction book. It's a real story from, back in the day. And he won a Pulitzer Prize for history.
So I hooped with a Pulitzer Prize.
That's all I'm saying. So it made me start to thinking. Something I was thinking about recently. We was in a little family text group and someone said, or a family Zoom meeting, someone said, who's the most famous person you know? And we all started laughing, kind of like, that's an interesting question. I think Caleb McDaniel might be the most famous person I know now. If he won a Pulitzer Prize winning author, I think that's like important, right? Is he famous?
Does that make him famous though?
I don't know. These are questions that need answers.
I don't think that make you famous.
He's polarizing.
Polarizing. He's polarizing.
You stupid. Aldo Nice is polarizing. That's a thing. But no, what do y'all think, man? Like, does that make you famous?
Relax. No, I don't think that makes you famous because I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
I think in some circles.
I mean, I think it could. Yeah, it depends. I mean, if you I don't know how many people pay attention to the Pulitzer Prize party people. Yeah, I was trying to alliteration that, but I don't know how many people pay attention to that. Like I don't know. Like every time I hear Pulitzer Prize winner, ... I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know,
Cool.
like somebody else I don't know and never knew that the Pulitzer Prize was given out.
Yeah, I don't know
So-
how you pick a Pulitzer Prize.
Did you say a Pulitzer Prize?
I don't know how you pick a Pootie daddy, man.
A Pulitzer Prize.
A little Pootie.
A Pulitzer Prize. That's so funny. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's an interest. I don't know. Who is that your I don't know. Who's your most famous person you know, Los?
Like, what is no?
I think the
Texas?
definition of no is if they see you, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, what up, ball?" Or not even "Whoa, what up, ball?" They know you, and they're gonna be like, they could even make that face like, "Do I know you?" And then dap you like, "What's happening, man?" Like that's good enough. They don't even have to know your name. They just gotta be like, "You."
Oh, well, okay. Well, I guess the most famous person I know.
Oh, hold up.
It's
Let me stop. Raj, before you say that, do they have to know your name? Because that's a big qualifier.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely.
They got to know your
They
name
gotta know your
off
name.
top, like without.
You're not just old buddy. You can't be
Okay.
old buddy. Oh, yeah, I met old buddy at the Prospect Park the other day. Nah,
So I'm stopping you before you say Rashard Lewis.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't know if he know my name, but when I see him, he come holler.
He do. I saw like when we was at the Rockies game, he came dap you, but he didn't say Los. And I bet if
What's
you
up, Los?
had to
Yeah.
ask, I don't know if he would have knew Los. I think that would be a little bit of a stretch.
Probably not.
It's 1 degree of separation, but not that a dude would.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know if I know anybody.
I don't know if I know.
I
You know
like
Vince
Vince
Young?
Vince Young. That's
Definitely don't know Vince Young.
yeah. Vince Young don't know our name because he be too slapped. He don't know nobody's name.
Every time we seen him, he was
drunk. That boy. Don't.
I was very, very excited for Clinton Portis to be the
Clinton
most important person that I knew.
I think that's
Only to find out that it wasn't really Clinton Portis, and I was duped.
Oh, Leonard Fournette. I know Leonard.
Big Leonard Fournette. Boy, stupid.
Leonard Fournette.
What you think, Raj? Raj, what's the most famous person you know?
The most famous person I know, probably one of the Broncos. One of the dudes on the Broncos. I'd have to probably say Cortland Sutton.
Okay. So I kind of thought about this when I asked the question. And the note I wrote was, is everything they're going to say going to be athletes? And that came to fruition. Everybody that we even mentioned or even was playing around was athletes. Why are like kind of athletes the only people that we think are famous? I don't know. That's kind of not, that automatically we go to as famous. Oh, that boy who? Or that boy played football or,
Well, you said who I know.
All you know is athletes. We some bops. That's all you know is athletes.
Nah, I know a
funny.
bunch of
Some
niggas
cleat
play ball.
chasing.
We some cleat chasing.
Whoa, welcome to the Cleat Chasing Podcast. It's your boy Los. So,
That's your boy Rod Smooth.
I know an actor. I didn't mention that.
Okay.
I know a dude that was in Jack Reacher.
Okay. Well, there you go. Jack Reacher dude might be, but is he that guy that nobody really knows who he is?
He didn't have. I think he did like the wink and the gun, and that was it. But he a cool dude.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I guess the term fame is so relative, right? Like, I'm saying that Pulitzer Prize Daddy might be the most famous person that just walk up to me, whoa, but it's certain circles, right? Because like Dan Meyer, nobody knows who Dan Meyer is, but if you're like a math teacher, then every math teacher knows who Dan Meyer is. Or there's a couple of people in that vibe that's like, these famous teachers, they got, or professors or whatever else that like in certain circles, everybody knows them. But in certain circles, you'd be like, I don't know who that is. Like if Stedman Graham walked in, y'all wouldn't know who Stedman is. But in certain circles, people would be like, oh, that's Oprah dude. And everybody would know him.
I'm about to say, I know who Stedman
Would
is.
you know him right off the top of my head? Because I would think he was Eric Holder.
Yeah. I know. I would know.
If
I wouldn't know.
Los,
wouldn't know Stedman if I saw him.
I would bet money that you would not recognize Stedman if you walked across.
No, I would, because I remember one
If
time
he
he came down.
came to Revolver.
No, I would recognize him. Well, I mean, I wouldn't recognize nobody Revolver when I was there that time because we had 200 gallons of Hennessy. But no, I seen him before. I seen him. He came and spoke at A-Leaf before.
He did,
Father
and I
Oakland.
remember I saw him at A-Leaf too. That's why the example came to my mind.
Yeah, I would recognize him if I saw him.
That's funny. I wouldn't, unless he had Oprah with him.
Yeah,
And then part of that would be an assumption.
and so it's just kind of like TV famous. Like if you see somebody on TV and they famous, cutting it's interesting, man. Like that's a very good question. Would it be like the uncle cutting, like Impala Customs? Do a lot of followers mean fame?
It could.
I don't know.
Like if you knew Ha Davis.
Oh, you know
or
what?
something.
The most famous dude I know, he a porn star.
Oh yeah, that's
Forgot about
funny.
that boy.
But who knows him besides? I remember dude was
People who watch porn.
at Prospect Park.
Prospect. And he came up to me. I knew I played football with him.
Oh, did you knew he was a
He's
porn
like,
star?
"Oh,
Did
man."
Jason tell us that?
No, I didn't. I didn't know.
Jay
I had
Harry
no
was
clue.
like, man, that boy name
Yeah,
is...
Jay Harry told me.
I know that.
He
dude.
said, I ain't want to tell y'all boys because y'all too wild.
That's exactly what he said. He waited till dude left. King
He said, I
King
couldn't.
something.
I wish I would tell y'all so bad.
King
But
something.
y'all too
I
wild.
don't know what his name was. We was cracking up. He was like, no. He said, yeah, man, that boy be on that
And
porn.
then Al pulled him up on the phone like, that is him. I'm like, damn, that sure live.
King Dingaling.
Yep. Yeah. KD.
No, that was not.
KD.
That wasn't his name, dog. Stop it. That's not it. But I don't know. Like, we in real time trying to figure out who we know that's famous because I can't even think of nobody. Like, does that mean we just don't know famous people?
That's all that means.
I had people.
He said Broncos players, and I guess sure. I mean, by that same token, and I guess then me and Cam Jordan, shit, man, no, man.
Why?
He did slide in your DM.
That man slid in my DMs.
But would he know your name?
He Aldo Nice.
Nah, he had to read it.
No, that is. He would have to know. He would have to read it. It is what it is. Hey, man, look, we're talking about sports real quickly. Spin the sports. Y'all saw that post that was like, Andy Dalton could get a deal, but not Cam, not Jameis, not Dak. Well, Jameis got the 1-year deal. Cam can't get a deal. Dak can't get paid, but Andy Dalton got paid. It's been going back and forth with the Instagram. With Facebook, I've been all in people's neck about that post. What are y'all initial thoughts on that whole that post in general?
Go ahead, Los.
Go ahead, Raj. This
Okay.
your lane. For sure.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, well-
That's Raj Lane.
Yeah, no, I actually like was hoping that we was gonna talk about this because I got some feelings, and I actually talked to a few people about this, and the teams. So they got a bunch of teams, right? They got a bunch of teams, and I guess I'm pointing at Cam Newton. They got a bunch of teams that could use a quarterback, but would probably rather tank for whoever is going to be available in this upcoming draft. And so I understand why those teams wouldn't want Cam Newton to come and go 7-9 or 6-10 and get him the 10th pick in the draft. And then also I'm pointing the finger at all of the aforementioned names because most of those dudes want to get paid, either want to get paid too much or want to reset the quarterback market, or like in Cam Newton's case, wants to start. And that opportunity might not be available, not because he's black, but just because it's that whatever those available teams aren't in the position to pick those guys up. So I don't think I don't like it. Donovan McNabb is the one that said it. And one thing I wanted to say that burns my Buddha is when Hall of Fame quarterbacks come for non-Hall of Fame quarterbacks. That's not, you can't do that. You can't look at them in the same.
Who's the Hall of Fame quarterback?
Donovan McNabb.
No way. But go ahead.
Donovan McNabb will make the Hall of Fame.
No way. Let's put money on it right now that sits until he's uneligible to make the Hall of Fame.
He's going to make the Hall of Fame.
Okay, cool. Let's put a $20 bet that's going to appreciate with time. And after the Veterans Committee says that Donovan McNabb is not going to make the Hall of Fame, then I need my money. I think that's a good argument.
Sure.
We can have that on a sports podcast. But so who's the non-veteran, Hall of Fame quarterback?
Well, one, Dak Prescott's not.
Okay.
And for sure, if Donovan McNabb's not, then Cam Newton isn't.
So I would think that
So
every one of those other quarterbacks, Andy Dalton, Dak Prescott, Cam Newton, and Jameis Winston have more of a chance to make the Hall of Fame than Donovan McNabb because they're still playing.
really,
Because they're still playing, so you never know.
That was going to be my only argument.
The boys can have them a Kurt Warner daddy where they go 2 years in a row.
Dak can mess around and go get him a hot 3 or 4 and be good.
Cam Newton get back to another Super Bowl and win one. Then you're looking at him completely different. Jameis take over for Drew and win him 2. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's happening. But
I know we didn't have that discussion, but it's possible. Is what I'm on the.
Yeah, right.
He's still playing, so Andy Dalton's the farthest fetch out of all of them to me. But
they just picked up Andy Dalton and lowered the price down to pay Dak. They ain't whatever Dak number is he want to get paid. They ain't trying to pay it, and they like, look, we want you, but we ain't gonna pay that whatever number you got. We'll pay you this.
So I mean,
and if not, we got this little dude come back in, and at least he won't just completely blow all the games for us.
So I mean, the argument I was making on Facebook was just this. I said if we want to come up with a comp for Dak Prescott, it's probably whatever his name, your boy in Philadelphia, Carson Wentz. That's probably the best comp in regards to age and everything else like that. Wentz got paid last year. I know Dak wanted more, but still, he's taken care of. If we're looking for a comp,
Dak was offered a contract.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
But if we're looking for a comp for Cam Newton, we're using 3 examples. Cam Newton, it would be Matt Ryan, same division, almost the same accolades, all the rest of that. Matt Ryan was 5 years, $150 million, and Cam can't find a team. Like that's the thing, right? And if we're saying a comp for Jameis, let's just go Mariota. I know that's not necessarily the best comp. But Mariota signed a 2-year, $17 million deal with the Raiders, and Jameis signed a 1-year, $1 million deal. So, I mean, I know that there's mitigating circumstances here, but when you look at things in the frame of how things have always worked in sports with the quarterback being the leader of the franchise, a black man, not smart enough, not whatever enough, not polished enough, not the face that we want of our franchise.
Just athletic.
Yeah, like all of those other things. You can't just say they have no validity to Donovan McNabb's statement because he said, like, I can't remember the exact verbiage, but he said something to the extent of, "Dude, am I the only one who sees a problem here?" Like, he's to me, I don't find anything wrong when you just throw a question out there, like, just check this out, what y'all think? And I mean, he was alluding to something definitely, but I don't know. I tend to think there's something there where there's fire, there's smoke, Raj. And I get that on a football sense. You can probably say each one of those things and be like, well, Dak had a contract. He didn't sign it. And Cam, they're not looking for a starting quarterback nowhere. And Jameis, he needs to resurrect his career. And, like you could go through each example and say, like this is why that is. And then come back with the counter. Lamar Jackson got money. So y'all should, Patrick Mahomes about to get money and he half black. Like you can go that way. But then we could always come back and say, well, shit, Colin Kaepernick versus damn anybody that we want to say over the last few years, Blake Bortles, or I mean, I just think there's something to be said for this conversation. We can't.
But I feel what you're saying from a general standpoint, but like just when you, so I'm not gonna just generally throw the race card out there. Like if I'm gonna look at a situation, I gotta look at the reality of it. Like I gotta look at the details of what's going on. And I think once you do look at those details, I don't think there's anything to see here. Like literally nothing to see.
I disagree. I think that the whole thing about it is anytime, say a white quarterbacks get put out, or they get cut from the team, or they just break away. Wherever they go next, it's not most of the time they always get picked right up. Mm-hmm. Mariota had shitty years over there. Boom, he got picked up and got cheese. Now,
Matt Leinart kept getting chances. Everybody kept getting chances.
Yeah, over and over again. But James Winston threw for 30 touchdowns last year. You know what I'm saying? He threw for 30 picks too. But but anybody else, he gonna come back and play for $1 million, man? Come on, dog. That wouldn't have happened if he wasn't black. If the same type of quarterback was he was white, was if was white, Cam Newton was white, with that same ability he had, same year he had, he would be on somebody's team right now.
And yeah, I mean,
Would he be on somebody's team starting?
probably.
Maybe so. Yes.
No,
okay.
he wouldn't
Okay,
be.
so-
You crazy.
So I think it's a like I don't want to go down the rabbit hole too far, but Jameis Winston, the comp I said was Marcus Mariota, but in my head, the real comp to me was like Matt Stafford, like that kind of quarterback, like a big arm. I'm just gonna throw it over there. I'm not gonna win shit, but I'm gonna just throw the ball around.
Andy Dalton.
Like it's a
He
lot.
got 7 million.
I mean,
Trash.
it's a lot of people that I felt like if they weren't black, that situation would be different. And I don't know. When I hear the term race card, I kind of cringe because for me, I think that race plays a role in everything that happens in American society, and I don't think you can say play the race card because I think that that's kind of like Donovan McNabb is speaking to something that he obviously went through. Which is racial inequalities for the black quarterback. And I think that this speaks to it. And I know you're saying that Cam Newton, whatever, but I don't know, is Josh Allen just that much better than Cam Newton? Like, is Blake Bortles? I get your point. Blake Bortles isn't starting, but Josh Allen is. Whatever. And your point was that the reason he's not going to go over there and take Gardner Minshew's job at the Jaguars is because the Jaguars want Trevor Lawrence. They want to lose every game. Like I get your general idea about that. However, why isn't he the quarterback of the Panthers? Or but that's fine. But why isn't that black quarterback the why is it the one who's proven and did everything for that franchise not still there? And an even better example is why didn't the Bears go after him instead of going after Nick Foles? Like we could talk.
He wasn't available at that time. Like there's an answer. I got an answer for everything.
Yeah, but
we just gonna have to agree to disagree on this because I think and if you don't want me to use the word race card, that's fine. But I just disagree that race played any part in the reason why Cam Newton doesn't have a job right now. If he was willing to accept a backup role, he'd have a very similar, if not being paid more contract than Andy.
Name one at league MVP who at this age is has ever been relegated to a backup role, and I'll just wait for you to find it. So, you tell me one league MVP quarterback ever in the history of the league who people are saying if he should just accept that role as a backup. Just find me one, and I'm cool with it. That's not
the. I don't know of a league. I can't go back in time and tell you.
Well, you don't have to say it. No, you don't have to say it right now. You can go Google it. I'm not saying you got to say it right now.
Well, no. This is to me. This is situational. Like we're talking about a niche quarterback. We're talking about a guy that's hurt. Like that didn't play any games last year. So like when you say proven, like yeah, okay, proven, but I say broken up. Like I say maybe unhealthy. I say injury prone. I say I don't accuracy issues, and I also think that he's crazy. I touched on it a little bit whenever I talked about money changes you, and I think that Cam Newton went way far left with the fact that how money affected him. Like I think that Cam
in which
Newton
way?
Is nuts.
I'm curious. Like what about Cam Newton speaks nuts to you?
He just from Atlanta.
No,
I don't think he's crazy.
You talking about the interviews he was having smoking cigars?
No, I don't necessarily like the way he dressed. Like I don't know. Like it's just kind of weird.
Don't make him crazy though.
I don't know. He dressed kind of crazy to me.
Dressing, but you can't equate a man's mental state to what kind of clothes he put on though.
Well, I mean, Dennis Rodman did some crazy shit, and we talk about his mental state. By the way,
but no, you said it right. He did some crazy shit. Cam Newton ain't do no crazy shit.
What about your boy? What about your boy for the Buccaneers 2 years ago?
Who's
Ryan
that?
Fitzpatrick. He got a big beard. He got a big beard.
Like,
he dressed crazy.
I think that I wish that every single team. I think that if every single team was trying to win, then Cam Newton would be on a team. But I think that they got teams that's not trying to win, and I think that sucks. I really do. I think that every team should be trying to win.
I don't even think it's that. They just don't want that black man back there playing.
That's not true.
Like you just said, he dressed weird, and they could find a different reason. Like Hermet would say, "Man, you don't play to win." No, that was Dennis Green. You don't play just to, you play to win the game. You don't play just to play.
Yeah.
Now cue up that music for nothing nice to say.
You know, they say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Al don't nice.
Ain't nothing nice. You hear me?
Okay, I didn't throw up a lot of material this week, but it's something I had to speak on. I kind of feel like there's two different nothing nice to says in one because it hits on two angles I usually like to take when I think these up. Sometimes I like to challenge what we as a people think and may not always be right. Sometimes I challenge the outside world to feel this, feel black folks, and give you a feeling of the pulse of the community. This week I'll be brief, but I'll do a little bit of both. I watched the Cyntoia Brown documentary on Netflix. Shit is wild. She was a child prostitute who was out there dealing with an older man who had her turning tricks. She was a runaway child who got put in a bad situation and ended up killing an older man who was buying an underage prostitute. And they threw the book at her. A life sentence at 16. Years later, we as a people, we found the case. LeBron tweeted about it. We mobilized and our voice was heard. Cyntoia was released last year in a major victory for those who didn't feel that the punishment was justified. And when we speak about those who feel that way, I'm those. I don't feel if punishment was justified. She was a teenager being sex trafficked. There were mitigating circumstances all over. But let me give y'all some other info I gleaned after watching that documentary. I'm about 85% sure she murdered that dude, probably in cold blood and probably robbed him. She was old enough to know what she was doing, and the interviews I saw after the crime made me think she was just kind of like a bad kid who was really smart and knew what she was doing. A kid going through some stuff, but that doesn't excuse her killing some dude who was out there trying to get him some underage sex. His death sentence didn't fit that crime. And while I don't think a life sentence was warranted for her at all, I don't think 15 years that she got was justice either. I think she could have did another 10 and I would have been cool with it. That's just facts. But you know what? This is the issue at hand. It's not about individual cases. See the last 10 minutes when I was just talking about NFL quarterbacks. It's not about individual cases. It's about the system. See, because Cyntoia could get a life sentence for shit like that. Marissa Alexander could get 20 years for shooting her abusive husband in Florida. John Rush got 45 years for shooting a police dog. And George Zimmerman could get paid for killing Trayvon Martin. And now these two redneck son of a bitches in Brunswick, Georgia, Gregory and Travis McMichael, gunned down Ahmaud Arbery in broad daylight because they thought he looked suspicious jogging in his neighborhood, and they still fucking free. I saw the video. But I didn't need to see the video. Matter of fact, I'm tired of seeing the fucking videos. I'm tired of them killing us. They've been killing us since they brought us to America, and they always get away with it. Fuck them and fuck America. Because I ain't got nothing nice to say about a system that doesn't value my life or think that black lives matter. So I won't say nothing at all.
You ain't wrong when you right. That was crazy, man. My thing, I just don't like stuff like that. Is blatant. You can't even justify that. You know what I mean? And that make you want to. You got to go by and I'm talking about you. We talking about we gangsters and this and that. Somebody gotta go let the AK off in their house, man. Something. That's ridiculous.
The views expressed by CAP, aka Lowe's, do not express the views of the Best Friend Weekend podcast. We are not advocating going to let the AK off on them people. But arming ourselves as a people is a thing. And god damn, if I'm running my neighborhood or any neighborhood and I see somebody pull up for me and get out the car with a shotgun and a 45 and a revolver, I'm at that moment I feel like I'm fighting for my life. They about to do something to me.
You are. Feel like you are fighting for your life. You fighting for your life, and depending on where you are in your run, ain't no telling how you. I couldn't imagine. And we both people who run our neighborhoods, like you know what I'm saying.
I'm scared of a dog running behind me. Some motherfuckers come behind me with a gun. What?
Come on, dog.
And it just
you look suspicious while you jogging.
They just murked me on the street. Boom, boom.
Yeah, no, the scare, like, when you just think about that man dealing with that situation, I'm just thinking like for real, they put, like, he wasn't expecting, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not, it's like no beef or nothing. Like, I'm sure he wasn't like looking behind him or where it's just a car, right? Yeah. And you running like it's just a whip, and it just so happened that this, like, oh man, that's all the way messed up. Like, that's crazy, and I feel for him, and I feel for him in that moment. For how scared he probably was.
Like, they about to just kill me, dog. They about to just kill me out here.
And get away with it.
Like, I don't want to be running right now. I'm out running because I gotta work out. I'm tired. I'm going to run. I gotta get some cardio in.
Yeah.
And now these people that got behind me and shit. What is going on? Like,
oh, man, got a whole shotgun at you. Ooh.
But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. One thing that went through my head is like, that was a very weird setting for a camera to.
I kind of thought that too. Like, is that the cops? That ain't the cops. Who is that?
Yeah, like what is that camera?
But you know, some people ride around with them cameras on their dashboard like that. Hanging from
what was that? His boys? That had to be. I mean, like, was that like who's following and filming it? And if they filming it, maybe they was filming it. You know, what I'm thinking is it was probably people that was with the shooters who felt like, oh, that video gonna justify it because he was trying to fight for the gun, so he must have been bad. Like,
that's crazy.
And then, you know, whenever you like you think, and so I know in the eyes of the law, if they see a vehicle as a weapon, like cops see a vehicle as a weapon. So they had 3. Like, this dude, like, I don't care what the situation was, this dude had no weapon. He wasn't even like in his whip. Like, he wasn't. Yeah. He was just him. I'm just me. So these dudes pulled up in my mind with 3 weapons. They pulled up with a whip and 2 guns. That's messed up, bro. Because all they could have did, they could have drove off. You know, they could have just let that man do whatever he was doing.
Followed him and saw where he went and called the police. We behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They ain't doing that. They had a march. They was marching to them people's house today on Instagram. I saw earlier.
They should have marched inside their house with the AK. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Los.
Oh, God.
Then let that thing spray. Now cue that music.
No, you right. I mean, honestly, like all of it is bad, and it's about a system. And Raj, like I said, to come full circle with the football talk, it's tough for me to see things as not racial issues when this country is built on racial issues. When there's a history of things happening to us and things not happening for us simply because of our race. Like I saw a post the other day that was like, man, I'll shout out to all the white people who don't just hate us because we black. Man, like I fuck with y'all. Y'all, that's real. Like that. You don't hate us just for no reason at all, just because we black. And they got so many people who hate us just because we black and will take your life just cause that. I don't know. That's why I can't see situations like quarterbacks getting paid a whole bunch or whatever. When Colin Kaepernick happened, when Doug Williams happened, when Warren Moon happened, and like I when Quincy Carter probably had better stats than Tony Romo when he was playing, but he like, you know, like there's certain things that I don't know. It's just that I can't see it. I'm shaded by America,
and I get it. I think that you are entitled to feel that way. But I also look at Winston, at Jameis Winston. And Jameis Winston been trashed to me for a while, and yet he still got opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And I just think it honestly probably does have to do with that type of quarterback he is. And he's not a typical black quarterback. He's not a Lamar Jackson. He's not a Kyler Murray. He's a drop back quarterback. Like I don't know. Like I think that there's more to it in my mind from sports reasonings to where I can just in my mind completely unjustify the fact that it has anything to do with the fact that these dudes are black.
But I think it's a bunch of white quarterbacks who've been trashed for a long time, who continue to play and continue to get jobs. So I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But that's such a general statement,
and they get paid.
Mind. That's just such a general statement that you say that continue to play.
Nathan Peterman still gets jobs though. He's the worst quarterback in the history of.
Nathan Peterman is the third string,
but he still gets. But Vince Young couldn't be the third string quarterback after a couple of years.
Vince Young had mental issues.
Oh, like here we go. Every nigga got mental issues because they don't conform to what white America thinks they should do. Vince Young was not dealing with mental issues when he was in Green Bay. It was after he was out of the league when all these things started coming out about Vince Young.
Yeah.
So I mean, what's the guy Johnny Football? He's not in the league anymore. I mean, I don't know.
I think that's the exception to the rule.
Oh, of course, there's a reason for that.
But my thing is, he was wild before he got there. and he continued to eat. But you got to realize, Johnny Football continued to do stupid shit while he was in the league, and he still got chances.
You know what? Since you took it to Vince Young, I think Vince Young got a bad start to his career.
Jeff Fisher
for the reasons that you are saying. For the reasons that you're using for every other quarterback, I think that I'll point the finger at that situation and say that's how I feel about that situation with Jeff Fisher. And I think that ruined Vince Young's career and probably even ruined his mental state. So, yes, that is. I do think that it'll happen sometimes. I do. I don't think that I'm immune to it, but I do. When I look at the situations that Donovan McNabb brought up in that tweet, I'm seeing past all of them for football reasons. Or for whatever reason, but I think that it's justifiable. And to me,
I remember I made a post a couple of years ago, like, and I don't want to we're gonna get out of here in a minute, but I made a post a couple of years ago about Trevor Lawrence got the job from Kelly Bryant, and Tua Tagovailoa got the job from Jalen Hurts, and Ian Book got the job from I don't remember what the black quarterback was at Notre Dame. And then there was like a fourth example, and it was like all within a couple of weeks. And I was like, God damn, I see something. I see something here. I mean, there's something. It was pretty much the same Donovan McNabb sentiment. Like, what are your thoughts on this? And then everybody was like, oh, because Kelly Bryant is trash. And I guess it's just tough. I don't know. Maybe Kelly Bryant puts up a better fight against LSU than Trevor Lawrence does. Possible. Who knows? Like, Jalen Hurts maybe wins the national championship with Alabama, and he's more durable than Tua Tagovailoa or whatever the case is. It's just maybe his career ends up being better. I don't know. I just think that sometimes it's okay to question a system that has shown you time and time again that the system has inequities. That's really all I was saying.
But I think it's okay to have answers, and if you want to question it, that's fine. But answers are fine as well.
Yeah.
Like. That's how I feel. So cool. Question.
I agree.
And on the surface, you might see something, but when you dig, you might see something.
As long as answers don't become excuses, I'm okay with that. If we got an answer, then that's fine. But sometimes answers can be confused with excuses when the fair shake isn't always given. I mean, hey, that's all I got. The one other thing I was going to talk about this week is I saw this one post, and it said, "Who is the wildest Brown ever?" We're going to leave y'all with some lighthearted shit. And it had a picture of James Brown, Chris Brown, Orlando Brown, Antonio Brown, and Bobby Brown. And they said, who is the wildest Brown of all time?
Orlando by far.
Antonio Brown by far.
I think I'm going to write in Centoya Brown because she killed... Okay, but...
Oh, man.
Okay, no. But...
My thing with the Centoya Brown thing... That you got a dude buying 16-year-old pussy, and nobody ever thought, like, they never mentioned it. Like, that was like he couldn't be doing some wild stuff at the house too.
No, I agree.
Like, he was just such a good guy.
I don't think he was.
Never mentioned that.
Most people when they buying jobs, they just buying jobs.
Some people.
I agree. Some aren't, but I feel like most who buying pussy trying to get them some.
But if you buying 16-year-old, I look at you crazy when you buying young jobs.
Hey, R. Kelly, did he deserve a death sentence?
I don't know if he did some other stuff. He might deserve to get shot at. I don't want nobody to die.
Yeah, I just don't think she should have killed him. That's all.
Yeah.
Centoya, you was wild. No, if I had to rank the Browns, I would like Raj. Why do you think Antonio is the wildest?
Because so a lot of this is based on recency bias, right? But
because he's in sports, so I know him the best.
That too, but Los, who'd you say?
He said Orlando Brown.
So Orlando Brown, in his wildness, was a flash in the pan. It was a month worth of wildness. Antonio Brown's wildness has been going on for 4 years now. So I think length
No, Orlando Brown come up. He come up wild every 4 to 6 months.
He was on the news like this week, wilding.
Yeah. Told his pregnant old lady, say, "Shut up, before I slit your fucking throat, bitch."
And then what happened before that? Was it 3 years ago?
No, 6 months.
Oh, I don't know. I don't follow him on social media thing.
If I'm going by just what I know, I think Antonio and Chris Brown are the two wildest because they're the only ones who do it sober. But I think the rest of them be off that dope. If we're going on that, I think the least wild is Bobby Brown.
Whoa.
Because I think Bobby Brown was wild, but he wasn't as wild as Whitney. And I think at the end of the day, Bobby Brown is just an old dude. Like, Bobby Brown ain't really that wild. He might have been. James Brown was wild as shit. What you pretty
Get on up.
Watch that commercial. I mean, not that interview when he was talking to that woman on the news.
And we welcome you, James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America. There's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong at all. You're not in any difficulty, but you're out on bond.
No, I'm not.
Have all the charges been dropped?
Yeah, I'm out on love.
Well, are you out on love or out of love? Which is it?
Out on love. Alone from night to night, you find me.
Now, James, this isn't the first time you and your wife have had a problem. Are the two of you going to be able to work this out?
Let's talk about some music.
You want to talk about music, and you don't want to talk about what happened?
No, it's all over.
Well, let's talk about your tour. When are you leaving?
We're leaving tomorrow.
And where are you going?
Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Now, your fans will have read all about this, James. Aren't you concerned about that?
No, Dankeschön. I'm concerned because there's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say, I feel good. Papa's got a brand new bag. It's a man's world.
Well, that's the second time we've heard that in 2 days. That's very interesting. Now, don't leave us, James. You stay right there.
I'm not gonna leave.
That we have to talk about. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing on this tour.
What'd you say?
What are you going to be doing on this tour?
I'm going to be doing Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, Living in America, Sex Machine, Get Up Off of That Thing, I Feel Good, Jam.
Now, I understand that you have already... James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
No, yes, I'm singing. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle?
Yeah.
Now, the women love you when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because I look good.
Why do you think that is? You
I
look
smell good. I feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. Well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. there you are.
Ted, where you at?
James, we want to thank you for being with us today and giving us an opportunity. Oh, is there something more you want to say that we haven't covered?
Yeah, I want to say a lot of things.
Okay, go ahead.
I love America. I love everybody.
Well,
I feel good.
It sounds to me as though you're not troubled by any of this at all.
This is a man's world.
Thanks for reminding us of that. Every once in a while, we forget. But we've remembered again. James, good luck on your tour. Thanks for being with us. I guess we're going to hear lots more.
Hasta luego.
I don't know. That's my pecking order is somewhere in there, but I tend to agree with Raj that Antonio Brown is sober and he wild. He do wild shit. like relax, Antonio. Just shut up. The Saints gonna bring you in for a workout. Shut up. You on the Patriots. Be quiet. Like you got it good with the Raiders. Stop it. It's a fine situation with Pittsburgh. Like that boy always like taking his own situation. Chill out. Don't be yelling at the police and wilding at your house.
Farting on the dock.
My bad, Doc.
Yeah. Antonio Brown probably is the wildest one. I think I agree.
That was crazy. He was full of that.
Yeah. Hey, man, look, that's about all we gave. We gave y'all a super duper extended clip. We just kind of got in the conversation. This shit happens sometime, man. Look, but appreciate y'all kicking it with us this week, per usual. And as always, man, y'all have a great weekend. Make it a best friend weekend.
Bow.
And we out.
Bow, 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 bow.
You know, the white dude once told me, hey, ain't it funny that everybody that you know with the last name white is black, and everybody that you know with the last name black is white? I thought that was funny. Pregnancy test down my throat. That's where I carry your child. You could grab it from the back like we in the ice cream aisle. Make this pussy call your name. Try to use their fingers to dial. Strokes better stretch out my hole like we making mosh pits in the crowd. I'm about to ride or die, ride it like NASCAR. Enjoy the ride and rate this pussy 5 stars. Dummy boy, but with the head he acts smart. Only fucking white men for black cards. Never have I ever came across a nigga that I might fuck around and can't please. My head game so damn cold that the head of his dick really caught a brain freeze.
Wowzers.
I'm not gonna lie, I was happy when I saw the word black card.
It was on brand for this episode.